Hi, I'm Clemens, and this is episode 19 of Life in Lists of 30. I love writing lists of 30, and today I wanted to share 30 survival skills. Most of what I do in my professional career depends on computers and creating resilient systems that have disaster recovery and business continuity plans. These practices need to carry over to my real life. What if electricity failed? What skills do I need to learn to survive for a zombie apocalypse? I basically watched a lot of Bear Grylls and tried to remember what Dave taught me at Destination Backcountry Adventures. I'll probably make this into a 30-day challenge before the end of the year. I think there's also better techniques for physically working on stamina and endurance, which might be useful in these scenarios. I'll try some intermittent fasting. So for the first category, food. 1. How to forage for food, identifying edible plants and avoiding the bad ones. 2. How to hunt for food on land, building a trap and where to put it. 3. How to hunt for food in water, building a fishing tool and techniques for fishing, locations, and sharp spears. 4. How to build a fire pit, strategy for structuring rocks in a set location. 5. How to start a fire, finding kindling and using flint and steel. I bought a portable flint and steel on my keychain from the Boy Scout days. 6. How to cook food with pots and pans, techniques for stews. 7. How to cook food directly on flame, techniques with roasting. This actually isn't too hard for peppers and corn. 8. How to preserve food, storage in different containers, or cooking a certain way to remove the moisture, definitely placing it in a high place to prevent bear attacks. 9. Food shelf life. How long do foods last at certain temperatures, and how do you tell when the food is not great to eat? I actually learned this from a random food and safety lesson from James. Regular room temperature for more than 2 hours will grow bacteria. Second category, water. 10. How to find water, looking for places or signs of water sources. 11. How to determine if water is good to drink, looking at water sources and better understanding of the terrain or downstream flow. 12. How to purify dirty water, techniques to create makeshift filters or boiling and collecting steam. I personally have a life straw in my backpack. Third category, shelter. 13. How to stay warm, techniques for warming up without tiring oneself, what to cover. 14. How to stay cool, techniques for desert hot areas with shading. 15. What to do if you get wet, how to dry things and stay dry to prevent diseases. 16. How to tie a strong knot, adjustable hitches and bowline, standard Boy Scouts knots and when to use them. 17. How to find a good place to set up camp, where is it best to avoid flooding and dangerous animals. 18. How to build a simple shelter. Depending on available resources, if I have a tarp, it may also be useful to learn how to set it up correctly. 19. How to store food overnight, tie it up and store it away from camp to prevent bears. And the fourth category, resourcefulness. 20. How to clean and dress a wound. Depending on the wound, it makes sense to take a first aid class or learn enough to diagnose and prevent blood loss or infections. 21. How to be resourceful with things on hand. Multiple uses for different everyday items. 22. How to pack an emergency bag. If there were an emergency, what bag should I grab and go from my apartment and what's packed inside? 23. How to read the weather from clouds, animals, and humidity. Good to see the signs and prepare early. Learn some cloud formations. 24. How to tell directions without a compass. I remember a few tricks with watching hands pointing to the sun. 25. How to build a weapon, either a spear or tying a knife to a stick. 26. How to properly attack and defend with a knife. I really like Krav Maga style of knife holding and strikes. 27. How to make rope. This might be just fun to learn how to do. 28. How to identify poisonous plants. I doubt I'll be an expert, but a few rhymes and pictures can go a long way. 29. How to create a distress signal, sending out a radio signal or physically creating something to call for help. And 30. How to survive without a phone. I think I can form better habits around relying less on my device. Due to the pandemic, I think under 2 to 3 hours during lockdown is pretty challenging. We may do some camping with Evie while she grows up around Denver, so I'll be sure to learn some of these through some classes. On the next episode, I'll talk about things that I suck at. Stay tuned for that on Friday. Music is by Kristen Dye. You can find her on Instagram at Iron and Silver. She has videos of incredible duets and also powerlifting. You can subscribe to the newsletter and see a very transparent set of Google Docs and spreadsheets of this podcasting journey at listsof30.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone stays safe.